question, well, questions actually. There's two reader questions that are quite similar, so I'm going to address both of them at the same time. The first is from Sarah Isabella, who asked, how do you network and build relationships with highly influential people? And the second one is from Anastasia, oh my goodness, Anastasia Tuoto Sefkin. I am so sorry if I have mispronounced that. And she says, how do you connect or break through to those that can help you take things to the next level? Both great questions and essentially all about networking. So what I say is this. Firstly, I suggest that you find your voice, know your why, know your purpose, and know what you stand for. Because there's absolutely no point getting out there and trying to network if you don't know what it is that you're trying to say. There's an old adage that says, it's not who knows you, it's what they know about you. And I think that's really, really important to remember. Now, I believe it's about starting somewhere and not just jumping straight in. Since I was fortunate enough to spend some time with Richard Branson, the man himself, on his private island, Necker, so many people, like literally daily, people say to me, can you introduce me to Richard Branson? Or how do I get to Richard Branson? Now, the reality is, I didn't just start my business and pop out of nowhere and, miraculously get invited to Necker. There were several things that I've been doing over the last at least 14 years of having my own businesses, and prior to that. So I've been attending networking events and getting networked amongst the right circles. I've been writing for a number of different magazines, so people start to see me as an authority on different areas that I've been involved in over the years. I've started writing blogs. I mean, now obviously I write books and I speak, and there's so many different layers and levels, but it's very much been about, connecting myself with the right people over time. It's been a really interesting journey with the collective. We started having well-known Australians on the cover, and we're now in 37 countries. So, more and more increasingly we had other people from different countries all over the world, and then, of course, we got Ryan Gosling on the cover, and that led to George Clooney and, all sorts of other things. So success builds success, networks build networks. So don't forget that. Don't expect that, you're necessarily going to start from day one and the door's going to be miraculously flung open. You have to get out there and get well known. There is no room to be a shrinking violet. You just have to get well known. Use social media. There are all sorts of different platforms. But the most important thing is to find your voice. Another thing I'll say is about touch points. So this is something I use a lot around the office continuously. So this is about, find out who you need to get in front of and then start finding ways to connect with them. Now that might be, when you see them do something that, they have a job promotion or something, you might send them a handwritten card, or you might flick them an email. You might see that they've just won an award, send them a bunch of flowers, or send them something that might be of relevance to them. If you've written a book or you've got a product, write them a little handwritten note and send it to them. Constantly find out, how can I continuously get in front of these people? Because what happens with networking and getting to sort of well-known people that you want to connect with and that might be able to help you is, you might touch base with them once and then it might be a year later. It's not good enough. You've got to have continual touch points so you're continuously top of mind with them. The third thing I'll say is, and this is coming from both sides, I mean, owning the collective now, I get so many people just bombarding me on a daily basis saying, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? Now that's all about them. What I would suggest is always make things really short and sharp and snappy, and think about what's in it for them, what's in it for me, and make it as easy to follow as possible. So let's go back to the question, how do you build relationships with highly influential people? Well, I've covered three things. The first was about finding your voice, your passion, your why, your reason for being. The second is about touch points. It's about getting out there and touching base with people on a regular basis. And the third is thinking about not just what's in it for me, but what's in it for them. Thanks so much. Great questions.